Hey guys, JT Kicks here, back again with another tech unboxing. And here we have the biggest and most expensive unboxing we have on the channel yet. And this is the CyberPowerPC Gamer Master Desktop PC. Now, as you can see, we have RGB lights here, and these lights are controllable, so that's a plus. And on the specs here, we have Windows 10 Home, obviously. We have a Ryzen 5 3600 CPU clocked at 3.6 gigahertz, 16 gigs of DDR4 memory, a AMD Radeon RX 5600 XT 6 gigabyte graphics card, 500 gigabytes of NVMe SSD storage, which is probably the best to store like games on, since the SSD does load data faster. And we have a terabyte hard drive. So in total, this PC has 1.5 thousand gigabytes on it, which is a lot of storage, especially for a gaming computer. You can store a lot of games on there. And to pair with the PC, I have here the Acer Nitro VGO series, a 24-inch monitor. This runs 144 hertz display. It's got HDR, 1 millisecond response time, and it has AMD Radeon FreeSynsc, which goes hand in hand with the graphics card on this PC. So I'm going to open the PC first, and we'll go over a physical rundown of that. Alright, so I've unboxed the PC, and I've taken off the protective plastic over the components itself. Excuse the glare. That's the only way I can really get good lighting on the inside of the PC to really explain what's going off. So excuse the glare. But as you can see here, this right here and this right here, these are 8 gigs each of RAM or memory, which will allow the PC to do a lot of multitasking and a good chunk of gaming. And then right here we have our 5600 XT Radeon graphics card, which is pretty mid-range graphics card, but it can do a lot of powerhouse gaming. It can get a lot of good, it can process a lot of good heavy games and just run it just fine for you. And then here we have our CPU cooler, our Cooler Master CPU cooler, and behind that we actually have our Ryzen 5 3600 GPU back there. And as you can see here, if I turn the camera, we have 2 RGB fans in the front that go through the front glass right here, and then we have one more RGB fan in the back. And next here, what else we had in the box was a CyberPowerPC gaming mouse. This is RGB. This lights up and has your DPI buttons, your side buttons, all your good stuff. It's a good starter gaming mouse, but I don't need it because I already have a Corsair gaming mouse. And we have our CyberPowerPC light up keyboard. And I can use the PC and use the keyboard and the mouse as backup because I already have a mouse and keyboard, like I said before. And this is just a white backlight as opposed to my current keyboard, which is a full RGB. So I can just use this as a backup as well. And in this bag, we have your important information, your user manual. You have a formatting disc. We have our power cable. And actually, I'm not too sure what these do. I'll probably find out. These actually look like tools to take off the back glass, which I already took off and took all the extra packaging out, which I'm not going to do. But yeah. Next, on to the monitor. Alright, next here we have my Acer Nitro VG series monitor. This is the 24-inch display model, like I said. FreeSync, 144 Hz, HDR, IPS display, 1 millisecond response time. And I'm going to cut open this and get right back with you guys. Alright, and here I have already put together the monitor, put together the stand and the actual screen on the monitor. It was a simple process. You screw the stand into the base, then you do like little slide mechanism to put the actual screen onto the stand. It was pretty simple. It feels high quality. I'm pretty sure Acer makes good monitors. It feels high quality. It was all heavy hefty. Felt thick. It felt like it has some real build quality to it. And one thing I do like is this red accent on the bottom of the stand, and how it splits into sheeny plastic and then right back into like this scratchy, dull black plastic. I think that actually looks really nice. And the display looks nice. You can see there's no bezels at all on here. The biggest bezels on here. Then you have your controls on the back. This has two HDMI ports. I don't know if it has an audio jack. I'm not sure it does have an audio jack, but I do know it has two HDMI ports. So if you want to put, like, let's say a console and your PC, or two PCs at once on here, which no one really does. But if you do want to do that, that is here with the two HDMI options. So I'm going to hook up my PC to the monitor, get the whole PC set up, download some games so we can do some testing on the frame rate, and see you guys there. Alright everyone, so I have the computer out the box and set up, and this video would have gone up about a day earlier, but I had a power and an internet outage that lasted about a day and a half. But yeah, so the power's back on and I have the PC powered back up, and you can see from the front here, that's what it looks like. And then from the side view, it looks very, very nice. I still have the little plastic film protector on it. So there's a button right back here with my fingers over that cycles through different color modes. And there's like 10 or so different color modes, or you can just put on a static color. Personally, I like this one, but for now we'll just put it back on the rotation fade. It goes through everything. And on top of here we have a magnetic dust catcher, so you just put that on top of the computer and it should catch a lot of the dust that comes in so it doesn't go through these big hexagonal holes. And then on this right here is our power button, and we have two USB 3.0 ports right here. That's the light button I was hitting earlier. And then we have a microphone jack. No, the microphone jack's right here, and this right here is the headphone jack. So yeah, let's get some games going. Alright guys, we're here with our first game of the video. We have Apex Legends here. And I'm in the sky right now, and it's giving me a between 100 and 130, about, I want to say 25 to 30 frames. But when we drop and it's not rendering as much details and polygons and whatnot on the screen, the frames should kick up. And as I'm landing right now, the frames are kicking up from about the previous range to about 130 to about 150, and right now as I'm playing, I'm ranging between, I want to say 140, and at times it's peaking at 200 frames. And I've played Apex Legends a little bit on this computer, and during like fighting scenes and action scenes, it doesn't drop frames that much. It does keep up pretty well, and I have every setting maxed out except for the lighting and shadows. I turned both the dynamic lighting and the dynamic shadows off, and everything else is on high. And with that, it's running between, right now I'm looking, I want to say 160 and 200 frames, and I'm not seeing much past the I'm not seeing anything past the 144 mark, because this display does max out 144. But this display also does display colors nice. It is a HDR display, like I said before, and this display is in the lowest brightness settings, and the colors look really, really good. I'm really impressed with this monitor. And another good thing with the Radeon graphics card, not only does it have FreeSync like this monitor, if you hit Alt R, it gives you like your game diagnostics. So it says right here we're averaging 137 performance rate excellent. I have a bunch of Radeon settings on here. It averages about 137 from the past about minute of gameplay it picked up. Go back here. Oop, wrong button. But yeah, it says averaging about 137, but it's definitely a tad bit higher than that, even in a room with like a lot to render, right here. and I'm just waving it around. I'm staying consistently between high 40s and low 160s, and this is performing really, really well. So next game we will do is Fortnite. Alright, here we have now we have Fortnite. I'm in Battle Labs right now, and I'm getting between, as you can see in the corner there, 122, 144. So obviously when you're in the sky and it's rendering a lot more, you have there's a lot more to render, so you're gonna have lower frames. But on my custom settings right now, which I think most things are on high, it's getting a smooth 144 frames. And just for the sake of testing, see, I have capped it on 144 frames. We're going to do the presets. We'll set everything on Epic. See how the game handles there. And we're topping out on everything at Epic at around 116 frames. It's not getting past 120. So we're not getting past 120 frames, which is not bad, but it's not the best this computer can do. And if we do everything on high, as you can see, our FPS shoots up, and now we're getting consistent 144 frames here with little frame drops when a lot comes in the screen at a quick time. And we're going to go to medium. It has less frame dips at medium, but it still does frame dip from time to time, but there is much less frame dips, and it stays at a higher between 120, 130, and 144. And then for all low settings, it's doing pretty good, staying in the high 130s, 144. Now it's hitting consistent 144 once all the settings rendered in. But for now, we're just gonna play on all high. Alright, and then the next game we have is going to be Valorant. Our next game we have here is Valorant. And this is actually the first time I'm playing the game. This is literally my first match ever. But as you can see in the top right here, we're getting at consistent 144, not really going over that at all. It goes slightly above 144 at times, but it mainly just stays at 144 frames, especially when we're rendering in everything. God, I am terrible at this game. Well, that's my first time playing, so that's excusable for now, but I will get better at this game. But yeah, the computer does display Valorant at a consistent 144 frames, which is pretty good. Alright, so here we have Forza Horizon 4. Now this is not me playing, this is the game running its benchmark mode to optimize my PC for its settings. And I'm assuming, and this is running everything at Ultra at the highest possible resolution. And if you go into the Radeon software here, it says we're performing optimal at about 66 frames per second. So that's about a normal console FPS rate, running everything at the highest possible settings, which is pretty good for Forza because it does run a lot. And okay, here we have our benchmark settings here. The FPS average was about... Okay, so here is what we're looking for. It targeted 72 on max everything, and it got 72 FPS on everything over here at the highest possible settings. And you see our on the CPU simulation and the render speeds, and then the GPU, we got a bunch of different frame rates here. But what we want to pay attention to is the target and achieved here, and we got 72 FPS on everything Ultra, which is pretty good for Forza Horizon 4. Like I said, Forza games, they render a lot in with the game since it's got so much dynamic environment and a bunch of cars to render and whatnot, and high quality renders. But for running everything at Ultra, that is actually, I'm pretty impressed by what this computer could put out. As you can see here, if you want to look for yourself, you have all of our specs here. 1080p, 144 hertz screen, 6 gigs of RAM, 6 gigs of VRAM, 16 gigs of actual system RAM. We have our GPU, CPU, and all that good stuff here. Alright, so in my first impressions of setting up the PC and then benchmarking a couple games and playing the games off camera myself, I think not only does the PC run a variety of different games pretty well, I think that this monitor is also a very good monitor, especially with the Radeon FreeSynsc, and then you can use the GPU to do the Radeon performance monitoring. It has a lot of good features, having an all AMD build on the PC, and then an AMD monitor, having all that ecosystem friendly stuff to help you get better frames, and then monitor performance, edit that performance to your needs and to maximize to get the optimal performance. I think buying this computer and this monitor is a great buy. The only problem with buying this is that you can, as far as I know, you can get these at Best Buy only. I've checked, and they've been sold out for about a week, and I'm pretty sure I got like the last monitor and PC that Best Buy had for both these products. But if they ever do come back in stock, it's always good to check constantly if you're looking for this monitor or this PC. I will put both links in the description because I do think they're good. They're good buys. The PC was $950 standard price, and the monitor was on sale for $160, but it is $200 standard price. And I think for that $200 price tag for the PC and the $200 price for the monitor and $950 price for the PC, I think is both very well worth the buy. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I will share this video with your friends and family. I will do a follow-up video in about 2 weeks to a month to let you guys know all the good and the bad, the ins and outs of this computer. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.